Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. I'm standing outside our 1904 house flip that has been sitting here for a few months because we've been so busy, but we're finally getting around to starting on it. Electrical's getting started, and we're trying to make some design choices. So this is my Ask YouTube video where I'm looking for ideas, things that you guys think we should do or not do on this house. So we've had up to 20 flips going this year, bought a number of rental properties, and so we just don't have enough people working on it. That's why this one's sat for at least 3 months, maybe longer, and now we're finally to it. But the first question is, what do you think about this porch? So as you can see, the neighborhood has similar old houses. Few have the enclosed porches, but quite a few of them have the open porch as well. So what is your opinion on having all this enclosed with storm windows? We will replace a broken window, we won't leave that. Or just opening it all up and leaving, a few support posts and having a nice open porch instead of the enclosed porch. So that's the first question. I'm not going to tell you what I think because I want to know without, influencing the decision here. All right, this house used to be so cool. I'll show you why I say that. But it's okay now. But it's not like it used to be when it was built. And I'm going to show you some of that and ask you some more questions. But you can see the first thing, that's a 9-foot ceiling. Maybe even 9.5. But it's tall. They dropped the living room ceiling. So they'll do that sometimes if the plaster's breaking or coming down and they just don't feel like tearing out the plaster and putting sheetrock up. They'll just put in a drop ceiling instead. And it's easier and sometimes cheaper, but I don't think it's nearly as cool as the tall ceilings. So something else that I just discovered today, I was here with my contractors going over a lot of stuff, and in the, when they're talking, I'll wander around and look at different things going on with the house. Those aren't original doors. Those were added at some point because look at this. I don't know if you can tell in the video. Oh, there you go. But that's original wood trim. That used to be a doorway. Just beautiful. And we did a flip last year that still had that trim, and we kept it, and it was really neat and cool. But so many of these old houses, people paint over the trim and make it look usually not red, but white. And it's just virtually impossible to get back to that once you've painted over it. Unless if there's some secret way to do it, let me know. I'm guessing if there is, it would take so much time that's not worth it. But imagine if this house had that trim throughout the whole thing, that color. That'd be amazing. Instead, you can see the quality of trim they put on for this makeshift closet they added. Which the bed, to make it a bedroom, you need a closet, but yeah, I think they could have done a little better job there. And you can see hardwood over there. So we'll try and refinish as much as we can. And something else that really, is sad, but we might be able to make it work. I think I talked about this in the first video I did. So there is subfloor right here that they put over the hardwood. So you can see layer of subfloor, hardwood, and they just nailed right into it. So you can see it right there. How good a shape that hardwood is in, we don't know. You can see hopefully they just used, who knows what they used to put it in. But I'm gonna have my contractors tear up the carpet, tear up that subfloor, see what it looks like. Because if this whole thing could be hardwood, that'd be fantastic. All right, you can see some more of it in here. And this has the tall ceilings as well. Now something else that's really interesting is the closets. For one thing, that floor is kind of cool. But you can see the trim in this closet. And that this bedroom as well. Just the size of it and how cool it is. And then we go up here and look at that door. None of the other doors in this house have the trim like that, except for the inside of this closet. So, don't know how, where, why they did that. If the whole house had that before, I mean, that would be fantastic. But it doesn't even, I guess it kind of looks the same. If you look at that trim, it's got that same half round, whatever it is, and then just missing the top trim. Why anybody would take that off, I don't know. You can tell all kinds of crazy patchwork here. So, I don't know. Not going to go through and do all that, but that sure would be neat to have all that. Now here, I'm going to back up a little bit, is the main thing I've been struggling with for like the last hour. This is looking into the kitchen. This is a 13-foot wide wall right there. Kitchen is 10 feet deep, just to give you an idea of the size. And here is what it looks like from inside the kitchen. It's kind of cool. These cabinets are obviously custom with the round corners. You can see there. I mean, they're not super fancy, just flat panel, but it's got a mirror. It's kind of cool. They're neat built-ins. They're kind of, you know, oh, the mouse droppings are nice. But part of me says, man, that'd be cool to save these. Part of me says, no, they're old and junky. So that's question one. What do you think of these cabinets? So you can see them over here as well. And we would obviously replace the countertop. But can we save these cabinets? Which brings in, if we do save them, there's no dishwasher. So 95% of houses that sell will have a dishwasher. People want a dishwasher. So if we save these, where would we put it? Because we'd have to run plumbing. You know, if we put it over here or something, you'd lose a bunch of cabinet space. We could put it right there and add, you know, a little bit of counter here, but then it might look weird with the counter wider on the bottom than the top. It would tighten up that space there, but you'd still have enough room to walk by it. You could also maybe move that sink over to the left a little bit and put a dishwasher there, but then you're losing your drawers because there's no other drawers here. So you have to figure out a way to put those somewhere, which brings into more questions on what to do. There is, you know, this wall here with the fridge, but then there's a window right here, so there's not a whole lot you can do over there unless you want to take out the entire window, and then you don't have any other window in the kitchen except for that kind of door window, which we plan to leave, so maybe that's a possibility. And then there's, you know, the possibility of gutting the entire kitchen. All new cabinets, counters, appliances, getting the dishwasher in here with newer modern stuff. And then there's the possibility of blowing out this whole area, which I know, yeah, the easy thing to say is just gut everything, but it's also the most expensive thing. So you have your thermostat there, electrical you'd have to move. But there's a possibility of taking out this wall and even taking out more of it behind there. There is a little pantry right here. And that's about, 6 feet deep. I think this whole area right here is 13 by 16 when I measured it off, if you count the pantry. And back here, I'll show you that room in a second, is the bathroom, which we plan to gut and redo completely because it's just junk. So if we do gut this bathroom and redo it, do we just gut this whole back area and redo the entire layout of the kitchen, bathroom, pantry? You know, you almost don't need a pantry. Maybe you put kitchen along that wall with the bathroom behind it, You might have a bigger eating area now. So lots of different things to think about. So that's my question for the audience. Where do you put the kitchen? Do you leave it? Do you gut it and leave the same room? Do you gut everything and redo the entire floor plan? Or do you just not answer the question and like my video? Those are your choices. So think about that. That's a tough one. I've really been struggling. Usually I don't have that many questions about kitchens. It's kind of like, oh, we could do this and that. Just a matter of cost. This time it's really like, man, I'm really struggling with what the best thing to do is. Even if we had unlimited budget, I still don't know exactly what the best thing to do is. All right, so back here, we're gonna go to more of the cool factor that was destroyed in this house. Again, these floors are gorgeous. And they covered it with green shag, which is amazing, which they then covered with that stuff. So you can see their choices got progressively worse over time. And the wood paneling is always a good choice too. The trim in here, I mean, obviously this is original hardwood. I don't know what room this was, probably some kind of bedroom, but their choice on trim, whenever they did that, was not a good choice. That door, wouldn't that be nice to have those doors still here with that handle? I mean, even if it doesn't work, I think you sacrifice some things for coolness. So I think that's the only nice door left in the house like that. And then in here, again, this closet, I'm guessing, used to connect to the other closet I showed you before. You can see there's no trim on that wall. They probably added this wall. And there's that cool trim again. So they had the cool trim in the closets. I'm guessing it had to be in other parts of the house. But for whatever reason, that's the only places that it stayed and ended up, not being taken off. Who knows why. All right. So that's the house. That's all there's the basement. I'm not going down there. It has really good murder room. I mean, really good. But you'll have to check out the other video to see it. There is a laundry room here, but it's kind of outside. To come in here for the kitchen, this is an exterior wall, would be crazy amount of work. So moving electrical, everything, I don't want to do that. It's just more of a, what do we do here? What do we do with the kitchen? How far do we go? How do we fix it and make it amazing? If anybody wants to be really proactive, you could even sketch out a floor plan and send it to my email, mark@investformore.com. That'd be pretty cool. All right, I can feel some of you really want to see the murder room, so I'll show it to you. And you can see the access to the back is through here, which is really weird, or to the basement. Eventually we'll probably put a lock on that door, I'm thinking. Buyers might want that. That's a good sign, it's a good murder room when you walk into a basement with that. Oh, you can see some of the electrical has started. We have a good furnace. It's really not that scary of a basement until you get back here. And that's not even the murder room. That's probably just the murder prep room. This is the good one. So at some point, the previous owners decided it was a good idea to dig out this basement. Yep. So that we're gonna have to fix as well. We'll put in a footer, a real, support pillar instead of rocks on dirt. That'll probably help out the house. Okay, so there you go. That's the property. Let me know what you think. I may or may not listen to you, but I always like to hear other people's opinions. Maybe someone will have a brilliant idea, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We love the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, all that good stuff. Try to respond to all your questions too, so keep those coming. We'll have a lot more videos coming up soon. And thanks again for all your support. We'll be back.